You can probably see now that I've removed the headlining. I haven't removed the sound deadening underneath it yet. I'm going to speak to the people who are going to fit the roll cage and ask them if I have to remove that, because I wanted to leave that in place if possible, although I have a feeling they're going to tell me I've got to remove it. The next, if I can just get this to focus, the next issue is I've got this very long airbag, safety airbag, which I've got to remove. I take it that up there is the cartridge that fires it. I'm slightly scared of it, I have to be truthful, because I do not want it to go off while I'm trying to remove it. Hopefully that'll be okay. I don't believe I need it for the MOT. I think I just need the airbag working on the steering wheel. And then when I eventually change the steering wheel and put in the full harness, then I'll be able to remove the airbags from the front as well. It's a sort of sequence of events, this. I have to have the roll cage installed to be able to install the full harness seat belts, because they attach to the roll cage. So before that time, I've got to run a standard seat with the standard safety belt this side. And so you can see that it all sort of ends up as being a very constrictive sequence of events that has to happen. Bring myself around here. So the other side I can strip out more, because it's not compulsory that I have a seat belt for a passenger or a seat for a passenger. So you can see I've got no passenger seat in. I haven't got a driver's seat in either actually at the moment, but I won't have a passenger seat in until I've got the cage fitted. I'm going to fit a passenger seat, probably a racing passenger seat, because I want to have instructors helping me learn correct lines and whatnot round track. So I know you can do it without them being in the car, but I just would like the option of them being in the car with me. And obviously I've got the airbag to remove the other side as well. There's nothing very special to tell you about the strip out of the headlining. It tucks behind various bits of plastic trim and behind various rubber seals. The things that hold it in are the sun visors at the front and the grab handles that go down the side of the car. And then at the back there were two plastic studs sticking through the headlining and into the roof of the car. Other than that, it was just disconnecting the wiring. You can see the wiring hanging down there. The wiring, I had a centre light cluster as well as a cluster of lights at the front, but it was all connected via the front, so I just disconnected the wires here once I actually did it once I dropped the headlining a bit, which probably was a mistake in hindsight, but it all worked out and I got it done. Of course, one thing I'm going to have to do is thin out the wiring, and that is going to be quite a challenge. I'm fairly good with electrical and electronic things, so in that way it's okay, but it's just that the wires obviously trail through all parts of the car, and you know, even down here I've got this plug that plugs into the seat, and I've got the same the other side. What I'm really determined to do is to end up without a whole bunch of warning signs on the dash. I do not want to drive with loads of lights up on the dash, because I've seen that in other cars, and what happens is you then miss the important light when it comes on. You know, you have a light that tells you that basically you've got no oil, or your car's overheated, and you don't notice it because you've got so many different other things lit up on your dash. So I'm really determined not to do that with this. So even if by disconnecting things I then have to spoof them with various things like resistors and whatnot, I'm quite happy to do that just to knock out those lights.